Hello my dinghy sailing friends. It's a lovely summer's morning here. I think it's about 7:30. I've been down here for a good half hour, but as usual got chatting to someone, namely a guy called Les. He may be able to see out there. He sails a aSailor 17 or 19, and it's a boat I think I mentioned last week that's got the bilge keels, but they're retracting bilge keels, which is like pretty cool, isn't it? Anyway, he has made me this, which is like, I can't believe that someone can be so kind. We were talking about Mochyn last week and the Skeg that's missing. Now he's got a workshop and all the tools, etc. So he downloaded some plans he found off the internet, and he made me this out of mahogany, which should match the wood on the boat. And I can't remember what the old Skeg looked like or how deep it was, so it'd probably go about here. It looks pretty much bang on, to be frank. So that's one job I don't have to do. That's one really crazy job that I don't have to do. And that is so nice. I'm still lost for words at how kind people can be sometimes. So, that is amazing. And we'll get this fitted, not today, but we'll get it fitted in the coming weeks soon, though, because we want to get Mochyn in the water. Talking about nice people, we also have not so nice people. We've had a theft at the club. So these wheels are owned by someone I know, and they've been confirmed stolen, which is a real bummer. We've had reports of all sorts of stuff, kids stealing tenders. I think this was the tender that got pinched, had to be recovered from down the lake. These are hard-earned things that we have here, and and it's not nice to know that they're under siege like that. So anyway, enough said. We've got Mochyn turned over. I'm ready to go. So all we're going to do is give this a bit of a sand, get that sanded down, and then get this nice and neat. And then we're going to put a bit of primer. So this is just the top black yacht primer. Really good stuff. Using 240 grit. Let's go. Oh, it's the best work, this. So you can probably see these drips, and I think it was just the heat. It just made it drip. And I've run out of sandpaper. I thought this would be a quick, sanding of the top bit, and it's a bit more than that. So I'm going to either leave it and paint over it, and we'll worry about it at the end of this season. Right, here we go. That's mixed up really well. Let's get going. I like the primer. It always goes on really easily and dries quickly. And then we may push it, because we've got so much heat today, we may even push it a little bit more and get the primer on a bit earlier. This is Les's boat, the kind gentleman who has given me made the Mirror Skeg for me. And I'm not going to board it without him being here, but I thought I'd just give you a little video of it. This is a Skipper 17, and it's kind of hard to believe this boat is 2 feet shorter than Lulu, the lugger out there, isn't it? But she is. But what a boat she is. She's beautiful. I love I think this is called the coaming, isn't it? Very high coaming. nice, good hull to keep you above the water. And look over here, she's got new sails, hasn't she? Nice furling mechanism. So she's Bermuda rigged. I think that's a fractional sloop because the jib isn't the same height as the main. And then, yeah, she's got a really nice cabin. And look at that, brilliant ventilation there as well. So if we just come round to the back, the other thing I love about this boat is when you have a cabin, you usually lose quite a lot of your cockpit space, but this cockpit is enormous, isn't it? It really is enormous. I've just blown up the pack raft tadpole and put that in. And what I did, I loosely attached some of these before I left home. What I'm trying to do is I want to try and mimic this. So I've got sort of the ability to hold some cargo in here, and also I was thinking I could actually put a clip here, so you know I've got something would go under here, and I've got a fighting chance of, you know, things not falling out. Not that they have fallen out, but maybe on a rougher sea or a rougher day they would do. So, you know, that's what I'm trying to do here. Also, I need to be able to lift the Beluta up both ends with things in it, and I can't do that at the moment because I've only got this end to grab. So you end up dragging it along, which isn't ever good. So that might be quite useful, mightn't it, having that there. Now, the other thought did occur to me is I do have a little seat for this. So I've got an inflatable bottom that you sit on, and I've also got a little back plate that kind of goes along here, I think. So I was thinking this would make a little bit better sort of temporary back plate to give your back a little bit of pressure if you want to paddle somewhere. And then it's not ideal, is it, like this? Let's see, let's pull it tight. So we've got a few things to pull here, so we can pull that like that and then make this tighter. Oh, it does come undone though, that does. But so we can pull, oh, okay. So that does pull that open, doesn't it? But if we tighten that up, then that will tighten that up. Like that. And we'll tighten that up. So there we go. And we've got like a little bit of webbing and somewhere to hopefully rest my back on. And then that, this is a smaller, sort of, whatever these are called here. But what I'm going to do for now is just tie a little knot in there, just to make that sort of good. There you go. And then things under here, like bags and stuff, will have a much lower chance of getting you know, falling out basically, which is quite cool. Now the only thing I've got to be careful of is when I pressure here and it pulls out, I don't want to put too much pressure on these and, you know, pull them out, but we'll just have to keep our eye on that. So maybe what I will do is just release that pressure, tickle there and there, just to give it, yeah, a little bit more. I thought I'd just show you this before I leave. So now look, I can carry her quite easily and actually probably put a little bit of stuff in there as well. Off he goes. Anyway, let's have a look at what we've got to do here. We've got very little to do. We're going to go out for a sail today. First job is to get this anchor put back on here. So we're going to pop the anchor in and back, and then for travelling on the road, we'll put the little pin in. So we'll find that now. just stops it waggling around. Gosh, this is corroded. This is a stainless steel top, but this little pin here is, or the screw is just a standard zinc screw from B&Q. So I may need to go and get a stainless steel one because that is corroding like crazy. There we go. I'm going to leave it ready to go like this. Yeah, for now, there's no sense in getting that ready at all yet. So we'll leave that like this. Chain in, and then we're ready to rock and roll with that. Here's the petrol can. I've just tidied everything away. Let's check this ladder. Doesn't get too much in the way here. Okay. I'm just going to take this ladder away from this side just because I think it's just just going to get in the way here. Just leave that there for now. And then first of all we need to put the straps down. So I think we do them this way. The same with this. Try not to flip it round. There we go. And then all we need to do is rest this on where it goes. It actually sits there quite nicely. Then the idea is one strap will go around this way and in here like this. And then that's quite nice like that. There you go. It's actually secure on its own. And then this one kind of goes around the handle and pulls it a little bit forward. There you go. And that, look, oh, no, sorry, that just needs tightening up a bit. There we go, just got caught. There you go. That's really solid. Don't want to do it too hard. There's one thing that really annoys me on this boat. It's this little set of beads here, Peral beads. It's getting that, if I can show you, it's getting this through, where are we? This loop here. And it's such a pain to get this through. I mean, today's nice and quiet and nice, but what I'm thinking here is I'm going to replace it with this toggle here, because these are much easier to get through. I think if you do a figure eight, it's a little bit too much. And then I'm just going to tie that. And now, when we want to tie this off, it's a lot easier to get that through, he says. I might need a slightly bigger loop, thinking about it, but that's, I think, going to be a bit better. Yeah, that's definitely gonna, I think it, yeah, once that's slid in like this, it's just easier to get hold of and put in. And what this does, it just holds the mast, the gaff to the mast when it comes down. The other thing I've got are these elastic straps. You can see I've got one in here now holding this to the mast. So when I bring the mast down, it has confused me a little bit in this boat. You bring the jaws down to here, and then, you know, if you're a bit worried about your thwart, you can lift them maybe a tickle. And this is now the mast down. So it's still a little bit in the way, those jaws. Let's twist it round. I think the wind's just pushing around. So you can make that good. Now, what I make the mistake of a lot is leaving the mast right up high, and what happens is the top of the mast, or the top of the sail, comes undone and starts flapping, and that's enough sail, you know, to cause you problems, really, especially in high winds where it's really flapping, and also it's not doing the sail any good. So I want to be able to bring it down and snap this in straight away. So look, this is right solid on the mast. And the other thing I'd like to do is furl this up and have this put round here. So let's give this a go. It's quite tight, but actually it fits perfectly well. Oh, I'm not dealing with the camera here. That's quite good. I like that. And actually, because you've got this here, so this isn't going to flap because it's right low down. These are taken care of with these little beads that we've got. And then what you can do is actually either stow the sail, or we can use this bigger one. Let's have a little look. This bigger one will work. Yes, it does. So you can stow it like this. That's good. I like that. And then all we've got to do is at the top here is something at the top. Now, what I've historically done is just use this little red and black line here, which has actually been fine. So what I might do, hopefully I won't knock the camera in the water when I do that, is then just pop this round here, and then we've got this sail properly secured. That's a reef knot there, and that's not going to come undone at all. And it's also free to pull the deck as well, which I like. Now we've got one other one, which is this big long one, but I don't think we actually need that. So what I might do is convert this to fit up at the top there, and we'll see if we can put another one in or just replace that one. And we'll see if we can get that to work. I actually didn't change that, I just wrapped it round and put it back in the loop the other side, and that's actually really good. So I like the idea of that. So we'll give those a whirl this weekend and today, and we'll see how they go. And then we'll make some more if we feel we need to. But I think that has really filled that sail up quite nicely, hasn't it now? The other thing I just wanted to mention here is when we have a tent, we might want to just twist that around, because we might want to run a line from here. And look, you can actually do that and run the line along here for the ridge, which will go to the mizzen. Now we can leave the mizzen mast unfurled. So we've got wood and maybe another little bracket like that, or we'll just have to wrap the rope around the sail, and I think it's not going to rub too much, so we'll just have to keep our eye on that. And then that will create the ridge for our tent that we're going to have. So just wanted to sort of do a heads up on that. So there is one very, very tidy boat now. I'm ready to sail. Just in time for Les coming back, as you can see. Hey.